Good day, devs. Today I'll be doing the single page design portfolio. This is a premium challenge from Frontend Mentor Plus. So please go ahead and subscribe and become a pro on Frontend Mentor so that you can complete this challenge. I've already downloaded the starter. There you can see the starter code that we have here. So please, if you have subscribed my channel, do subscribe my channel and help my channel grow. Help me reach that 1,000 likes, and so that my work, my good work on YouTube can continue. So this is the project that we shall be doing. As you can see, that I've got a header there on the top with the logo, and to the right side I've got some text which is written free consultation. So to start off this challenge, I need to create a main to wrap up everything. Then I'm going to create a header for the top content. To have a logo, I'm going to use hyperlinks. And then I'm also going to have some hyperlinks for the pattern. Now, inside the hyperlinks, I'm going to have some images. Let's get our images inside. It's inside the assets folder. So to do that, I'm going to say assets. It's a logo. There it is. You can just say out website logo. This is the text that will display if our image fails to load. Now nextly, I'm going to have a button. So like I said, I'm using a hyperlink, so I just have to add a class name. I'll call it btn. Yeah, this is the second class name. Let's drag the content. Then nextly, I'm going to create, just below the head, I'm going to create our first section, which I'll call hero. So just put some nice spacing so that my code looks okay. Let's call it section. Let's call it hero. Now, by looking at the design, I got some h1 tags and a paragraph. So this is, let's save h1 and the paragraph tags. So to simplify I'm just going to drag this content to where it belongs. Then this one. Let's take a look at how everything looks from our. Yes, there it is. Now let's continue with our HTML. I'm now going to for another new section which I'll call skills. For the section skills, I'm going to have some articles inside. Let me put the first article. Let's call it upper skills. From the design, I see that there are some images inside, so I need an image for the graphic design as well as image for the UX, apps, photography, illustration, and motion graphics. That's what I'm going to do. So let me create another article. I'll call it skill 1 article. Let me give it a class name of skill. and inside we need, like we know we need images. So let's save it from assets folder. We need it to be a pattern, graphic design. This one is the image that we want. Then we use, for the text, we use h2 text. Let me give it a name of title. Then let me drag the content. Just remove the unnecessary spacing there. Now that we are done with this, I need to open another article. Okay, after this text h2 text, I need to close it there. So I just need to remove it here and place it there. Yeah, this one I've closed this skill. So I've opened another one there. So now I need to have another article which I'll name. This is inside. I'll call it article. I'll call it article dot inner skills. Let's put another name here. We add another class. We call it skill 1. Now that we are done with that, now I just want to copy this inner skills div class for the inner skills 1. Just have to copy it and place it right there. Then let me have another one there. So let's change this one to class 2, and then let's change this one to class 3. What we are going to do now, we are going to change the images for the skill 2. Now by looking at the design, I think I've got a UX and an apps. So this is what I want. Let's say pattern UX. Then let's change the content, this one. Just replace it there. Then let's come here on skill 2, or call it skill 3. Then let's change this. Remember, we've got the apps here. The apps there. Let's change the content, the text. There you see. So let me look at the design from what we now have. Yes, it's changing, it's taking direction. So now I have to, after that I'm done with the inner skills. I've also done skills. Now we're going for the lower skills. Okay, let me add another skill from the design. I guess that there's a photography there, so I need to add a photography. So to do that, I need to edit let's call it skill 4. Now pattern, I have to change illustrations. Then let's cut this one. These are the illustrations. Yeah, this one for the illustration. Now we need to add photography. The missing one is photography in motion graphics. So to do those missing images, I'm going to the images for the lower graphics, photography and the motion graphics. These are the images that I need to create under a new article. I'll call it article let's call it class name lower skills. Now for the article, I'm going to give it okay, or we can alternatively just copy this one since we are using the same formula structure, HTML structure. Just say copy and place it there. Then call it skill 5. Then let's change the image. This one is going for the photography. Then we need to change the text. Now we are done with that. We need to copy this one for the last one, which is going to be motion graphics. For the image of motion graphics, just paste it. Let's call it 6. Then what I need to do is I need to call it motion graphics. Let's change the let's have the text cut it. Let me look at the HTML project that we have made. Okay, before I go anywhere, let's check our HTML structure. Okay, we have placed the lower section into the wrong text. I need it outside of the skills, inner skills, so I just have to copy. Just cut this and place it on its own so that it is independent. Now there you can see, yeah, everything now looks okay. Now you can see that we have got the upper skills, the article, which is closing there, which is closing on line 56. Then we have got the skills 1, which is closing skill 1, which is starting from line 30 to 33. Then we have opened another class text called articles on line 35, which is closing on line 55, as you can see. Then the inner skills class text, they're starting on line 37 and closing on line 53. We have got then the lower skills, we have got it is starting from line 59 and closing on line 71, which is very good. Now we have closed our section called skills. We can temporarily just shut it out by reducing it. There we have it. Now I'm going to open another section called profiles. I'll call it profile. Okay, inside the section profile, I'm going to have images, image, and then an article. This will go for our text. Okay, I need to give it a class name. Let's give it a class name of profile info. Just name it profile info. Then for our image, just name it class name, give it a class name of army image. Then looking at the design, there I can say I've got the image and there is the header and the paragraph in the button, which I'll use hyperlinks. So I need to come inside. Let's insert assets. Let me say army image. Then under the article, we are, like I said, we are going to have h2 tags. Then after h2 tags, I'm also going to have a paragraph text. Then most importantly, the button, or I'm not going to use button, I'm going to use hyperlinks. So now we are done with that. Let's just copy the contents to where it belongs. This is on for hide that h2 text. Just place it there. Then cut also this text and place it where it belongs. Then for the hypertext, let's cut this text and place it inside there. We also want to have, for styling, importantly, we need a class name that we shall use for a class name. So I'll call it btn profile. So we are done with this section. Now let's take a look at how everything looks like from our web browser. There you can see we've done that. Now I'm going to create nextly I'm going to look at the design, and I need another section for my work. So to do that, I need to come inside. Let's close this like that one, and I'm going to say section, and I'm going to call it work. I'm going to use h3 text. Let's drag the content to where it belongs. Now I'm going to create another div, a new div. I'll call it, we shall contain the images and the text. So the images, so I just have to have div, I'll call it div carousel. Okay, so now let's put in some images inside. I'm going to wrap all the images inside a div. So I have to call it div carousel item. Yeah, just put an image. They call it assets. Inside the folder assets. So since there are 4 images, I'm going to have it to multiply them by 4. There are 5 images, so since there are 4 images looking by our design, there are 4, so I need to have it 4 times. 4 times. Second one, third one, fourth one. That makes them 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'm going to make the first one invincible, so I just need to add it on top. Yeah, this one, let's add the invisible one. Carousel item visible. This is the special one for JavaScript. So now let's put in some images inside. I'll call it image slide 1, carousel item, image slide 2, the third one. Yes. Then I'll go for the fourth one. Then I'll go lastly for the last one. Now that we are done with this, but I now need to have some arrows. As you can see from the design, I've got some 2 arrows with the background in the white, the color inner text. So to do that, I have to create another div. So let's import the images. I have to use images with the class name of arrow. So just copy, since there are 2, just copy this one and the last one. I also need to have an ID. I'll call it carousel button previous. Let's have another ID name here. ID name for the carousel button. Next. Now we now need importantly to have the images. So we are using the assets folder. The first one will be pointing towards the left side, and then the second one, assets, let's have the arrow pointing to the right side. That's what the next. Let's take a look at what happens to our work. Yeah, they are not yet visible right now, the images, because remember they need a black back. Remember they've got a black background there, so they're going to become visible when I do styling. Now let's take a look at just remove the unnecessary spacing there so that of course it looks nice. I can now temporarily close it down, this one, minimize my section. So now I'm going for the section of the contact. Looking at the design, you can see that there's a contact section there. Lastly below there's a footer. So this is the styling that I want to do. Let's call it section contacts I need to have an article dot contact text. I call article. Looking at the design, I've got H2 text for the book, a call, then a paragraph there, then lastly a button or hyperlinks. So that's what I need inside my text. I'm going to use H3 text. Then I'm going to have paragraph text. Then I'm also going to have hyperlinks text. Now please remove. Now this is the text that will go inside the H3 text. Then this is the text that will go inside the paragraph text. Let's then free consultation. Yes, you can see. Let's take a look at our design. There we have it. Now we're just going for the footer. As you can see, I need a footer with a logo, and as well as a hyperlinks for the free consultation. That's what I need. So to do that, I'm not going to declare. Let's minimize our section for contact, and let's create a footer. I need hyperlinks. As well as another hyperlink. Now inside here we're going to use images, assets, slash logo. Then we are going to have out text website logo. This is the text that I want it to display when the image does not load properly. And here now we're going to have, I'm going to do some styling. So for the button, so I need to create a class name. I'll call it btn, then I'll call it btn footer. This is the text. Okay, this is the text that will appear for our work. If it fails to load correctly here, let's place it there. Previous and right next. If our images fail to load properly, it's the text that will appear. Now as you can see, I've done all the HTML coding. What is now most importantly is now the styling. So to do the styling, I just need to go inside our styles folder. Now I'm going to start by the basic box sizing rules. So I will stay style before, after, then we are going to have the default margin body. Then we are going to have paragraph. figure. And I'm also going to use these are the defaults: block coding and DL and DG. We set the margin to 0. Let's remove all list styles. So to do that, I'm going to say UL. Row. Okay, we need to say row list. Ordered list. Let's replicate this. I just need to replicate. Yeah, so that's when we say list style to none. Let's set the code root default. So I'm going to say HTML focus within. Okay, so I just have to say scroll behavior smooth. Now let's set the code default for the body. I'm going to say body. Okay, set minimum height 100%. Text rendering. Let's set it to optimize speed. And line height we need to line height 1,5. Background. This is for the color for the background. This is the color for the background. Then font family, I've already imported the, so just say plus. Jakarta. Remember, inside my startup pack, I've already have I've already done the on top of the title. I've already put in some links to font also to Google Fonts. There you can see on line 8. There you can see. So I'm just importing this style font like this, and we just have it there. This is our font style. And we say sans serif. Okay, font size for the body. I'm going to set it to 1 rem. Then margin 1 rem. Now let's take a look at the changes that we have applied. There you can see the changes that we have applied. So now we are going to make all elements that don't have a class get default styles here. So I'm going to say A not class. So here, those ones that don't have a class name, I'm going to say text decoration skip in here like this. Auto. And then I'm going to make our images easier to work with some default styling. So I'm going to set img picture. Then we are going to set maximum width of 100%. And then we will say display block. Then I'm going to inherit some fonts and fonts for inputs and patterns. So to do that, let's target the input, let's target the pattern, let's target as well as the text area, and let's target the select. We'll say font inherit. Okay, font. We have to inherit everything. Now let's remove all animations. So to remove all animations, I'll say add media, preface, just motion. To do that, I will have to use HTML, focus, within, scroll, scroll behavior, auto. Now we have to style these ones. Okay, animation duration. Let's set it to 0.01 milliseconds. This is very important. Animation iteration count. Let's say 1. Remember, this is also important. We are removing all animations and transition duration. Let's set it to 0.01 milliseconds. This is also important. Let's save scroll behavior, auto. Remember, this is also very important. Now we have done to remove all animation, transition, and scroll and smooth scroll. We are now going to start off styling the body. So I'm going to start by styling main, and I'll say margin 0 and auto. Let's take a look at our work. There you can see our work is changing. Now, nextly, after styling the margin, I'm going to style the header, uniformity, footer. Remember, I've got the hero class, as well as got the skills class. Remember, I've got also the profile class. If you are afraid that, if you are worried that you might be copying the wrong ones, just come here. Let's minimize this one and copy this one as well. We have got the work. Come here and copy this one. We have got also the contact. Now we are going to set some defaults there for all these classes and header and footer. We're going to set margin, inline, margin inline. I'll set it to 1 rem. Then maximum width, I'll set 343 pixels. Margin 0 and auto. Okay, we're done with that. Now I'm going to style the header and the footer. Let's set display flexing, justify content. We need to justify the content, space between, align items center, and then the padding block. I want 1 rem and 2 rems. Then we are done with that. Let's come here and onto the button. Let's set the text decoration to none. We are styling the hyperlinks, which is class name, font weight, set it to 700. Then color, yes, this one. Then padding 0.5 rems and 1,6875 rems. For the radius 28 pixels. Let's have a look at everything that we have here. There you can see, after the changes, it's centering everything there at the center of the page. Okay, let's continue styling. Nextly, I'm going to style the button header. As well, I want to add the pattern for the footer. Let's set it to text decoration none. font weight 700, color padding 0.5 grams and 1,6875 grams. Background 030303. Border radius, I want to set it to 28 pixels. Now I want to add the special on hover effect. Let's say button header on hover. So I also want to add button footer. This is the hover effect over. So to do this, text decoration, let's set it to none. Font weight, let's set it to 700. Not these ones. Let's save. Background color. I want it to change to 755 CDE. Yeah, this one. This is the paper that I want. The color. Then I also want the cursor pointer. Now let's target the hero section. Text align, center, margin 0 auto. Now we have to target each one text. Let's set the font weight to 700. Font size, I want to increase it to 2.25 rems. Inline line height, let's take a look at, after these changes that we've done, I want to look at the progress that we have made. There you can see the design is made, solution is checks has changed. Now I'm going to start the paragraphs. Dot hero. Let's set font weight to a bit smaller than the H1 text, so I'm going to set it to 500. Let's see. Line height 625 rams. Then color, that's 7A6E. Yeah, this is the color that I want, which I want it to be gray. Then margin top, 1 rim. You can see the changes. Now I'm going for the scale. Position, relative, margin top, 1,5 rams. Border radius, 8 pixels. I'm going to start the image, all the images. Okay, so to do it, I'm going to say position absolute. So this applies to all the images inside the article. Then I will say to 1,5 rams. Then right side, I'm going to set it 1,5 rams as well. Okay, let's take a look at our class names. Okay. Now I want to target this section, this class name. Let's minimize that one. You can also minimize the footer. Display, flex, flex direction, column, align items, center, title. Now I'm going to set it position. These are the H2 tags. Maybe you might not be know this is where I'm getting the title. This one, the color name, so this is the one that we are replacing with the styling. Position absolute. Let's take a look at the progress that we've made so far. There you can see. Bottom 1,5 rams. To the left side 1,5 rams again. Then font weight 700. Font size 1,5 rams. Line height 1,89 rams. color hash 123. You want it to be super white. Now we are done with that. Let's take a look at. There you see. Now let's continue styling it. We are now gonna style the, as you can see that there is skill 1 on line 30, there is skill 2 on line 38, skill 3 on line 43, line 48, there is skill 4. So this is all what we're going to be styling now. We're looking focus. So to do that, I just have to come and just say draw background. Height, I need to put it 364 pixels. Width 343 pixels. Now we just need to go on to skills 2. We continue our styling, or I can temporarily do this. Let me use the easiest way method. This one that we want. So just copy, just like do this, say copy it and you replace it there. So this is for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we are on skill 2. Let's change the background color. Let's change the height to 130, 182. Let's change the width to 159. Then let's go on to skill 3. Let's change the background to yeah, this is the background. Let's change the height to 159. Then let's change the width to 182. Then we go on to 4, skill 4. Let's change the background to five 343 pixels. Then let's set the width to 158. Then let's go on to skill 5. Let's change the background color. Let's set it to 343, and then I'll have to set it to 182. Then let's set this one to 552, 049, 343, 182. Now let's take a look at the changes that we have made. Let's take a look at the changes that we have made. There you can see the changes have changed. Now we're going to start next the inner skills. This class name, just copy it and place it there. Display flex gap 25 pixels. Then after that we're going to start the profile. Margin top 6,25 pms. Let's say, okay, I want to set the margin top like this. The profile info, I want to set the margin top. So let's have to set it to 2,5 frames. Then also text align. Let's set it to center. Let's have a look at how the changes have applied to our design. There you can see the changes. Now let's type dot profile info h2 tags, font weight 700, font size 65 pms, then also color let's have profile info margin block. I want it to 2 rams. Font weight 500. Then color Now let's start the button pn profile dot btn contact. Now we are proceeding. Let me start the button profile. I need to set the background. Let me give it a color code. I'm done with that. Let me start the button profile on hover. Let's have a background. Let's have a background color. Okay, I need to give the background color now. Let's have a cursor of pointer. Let's take a look at the progress that we have made. There you can see the progress that we are making. Now I'm going to start the class work. Here we can minimize this one. Let's start the class name work. Text align, center. I need to set the margin to the top. Let's give it 6.25 rems. Now I want to target the H3 text. Font size 1.5 rem. Font weight 700. Now let's start the carousel. Maximum width 270 pixels. Position relative. Margin 0 auto. Margin top 2 rems. Dot carousel item. I need the carousel item class, this one. Let's copy it. That's one we're targeting. Also this carousel item, comma. I want to add another new class. It's not visible, so to do that I just need to say hidden. Display none. Now let's set carousel dot. Let's set on the visible one. This one. Just copy it. Okay, there are two commas there, so I need to remove two. Let's say display block. Let's initiate to block. By default animation, I'm going to add animation, page visibility 0.5 seconds, is in out. Now I'm going to copy this one, place it there. I'm targeting the image. Remember, we've got images there. So let's set the maximum width of the image to 600 pixels. And let's have a width of 100%. And then height of auto. Then lastly, I want to add style this one. Just remove this so that there's no double. Okay, let's copy this class name that we have created. Display by default is on display none. Let's take a look at the progress that we have made. There you can see the progress that we made. Now I want to add keyframes. Remember, I created an animation on line 200 now, so I now need to add keyframes. Just copy the identifier, %, opacity. Let's set the opacity to 0. Then on 100%, set the opacity to maximum 1. Now I want to style the arrows. There we have got the arrows. Let's set the background color to black. Let's have a padding of 1.5 rems. Let's have a display inline. Then go the radius of 50%. Margin 2 rems, 0.5 rems, and 0.5 rems. Then I want a hover effect every time when I go through the images, so I just have to say hover. Background I755 CD, then cursor, pointer, dot. Now I'm styling I want to go to the next section, which is the contact section. This one. Just copy the class name for the section. And now we are going to start the contact section. So I'm going to start by text align center. background. H030303. This is the background that will make it color black. Got the radius 10 pixels. Then the color of the text, I want it to be more like white. Beige color. Then padding, top and bottom 3 rems, sideways right and left 1,5 rems. Then margin top 6,25 rems. Let's now style the contacts. Now I want to style the H3 text inside the section of contact. To do that, I'm going to say font size 1,625 rems. Then let's take a look at the progress that we are making. There you can see the progress that we are making. There you can see the progress that we are making. So let's start the paragraph. Now the p text, I have to say padding block. I want to set it to 1,5 rems. After that, I want to style the footer. Margin top, I want to move it margin top 2,5 rems. Let's have a look at the design, how it looks like. There you can see. So as you can see, this design is for the mobile view. This design is strictly for the mobile view. So I now want to make some adjustments so that for the we can have okay, we can have it on our I need to give this free consultation, I need to give it a class name, because that's why it's not appearing styled. Let's give it if I hope, yeah, it's most important. Contacts class, let's give the class name of btn contact. Let's take a look. Yes, there you can see this. It's now changed. So now you can see this is for the mobile view, like I said. So we now need it on. We are left to do with JavaScript. We are left to do with Java so that the images can change as well as mobile view. So for desktop views, I'm going to use media queries inside my style CSS. I had already set the defaults minimum width on line 257 and line 263. So I'm just going to we're going to go together as we style we make some changes. Now let's do body. I'm going to set the margin to 2,44375 rems. I also want to copy these ones, all the class names. Okay, or we can just simply copy all of it. Just say copy it. Then we want to make some adjustments on mobile view for a minimum width. This is the header, footer, hero section, skills, profile, class, work section, contact section. So let's set the margin to 0 auto. Then the maximum width, I want to set it to 690 pixels. Then let's remove the margin in line. Okay. Nextly, dot hero class h1 text. Let's save the font size of 2,75 rems. Line height 3,465 rems. Then margin top of 4 rems. Then I'm going to start the hero paragraph text, font size 135 rems. Line height 1,75 rems. Margin top 1,6875 rems. Then we are going to start the skills. Margin top 5 rems. Then we are going to start the upper skills. Okay, I didn't collect the skills. Let's minimize. Okay, I can minimize this section as well. Let me expand this section. I want to start this one. To do that, let's come here, paste it, then style it. Upper skills wise as well. Let's add the lower skills. Now these are the two classes that I want to style it one. Let me display flex way, flexy direction, wrong. Let's have a gap of 1,5 rems. Now we are going to style the skill one. Now I want to style the skills. So yeah, I want to style these ones, all of them. Just come here and paste it. Skill 1, let's remove the background colors. I'm not going to change the height and the width, so just going to leave it like that. The height and the background shall not be changed. Now let's save on skill 1. I'm going to change it to 333. Then on skill 2, let's say 155. Then skill 3, 155 again, 5 pixels. Then skill 4, let's set it to 333. Skill 4, I want it to be 333. Then skill 5, I also want it to be 333 pixels. Then skill 6, I'm going to set it to 336 pixels. Let me check a look at the changes. There you can see the changes are coming. There you can see the changes are coming for desktop view. So now I'm going to style, just remove the other ones. Okay, semicolon. Now I'm going to start the profile. Let's have a display flex. Then let's have a gap of 2,3 meter, 2,3 rem. Margin top of 7,5 rems. Now we're going to style the profile picture. Width, I'm going to set it to 364 pixels. Then position, I'm going to set it to relative. Then the height, I'm going to set it to 100 pixels. Profile info, text align, left. Then I also want to style the profile info H2 text, font size, 2 rems, line height 2,52 rems, I'm going to use the margin block. Let's okay, I'm trying to style margin. I want the margin block. I want to set it to 1,5 rems. Then font size 125 rems. Now that we are done with that, let's now style the work section before I go there, I want to check the changes that I've made. Yes, there you can see the changes that I've made. Okay, now I'm going to style the week class. We can minimize this section and we go to the week class. This one, let me get onto the week margin top 7,5 rems. Let's also go for the week h3 text font size 2 rems. Then I want to start the carousel margin top. Okay, we want to move it, to push it from the top 3,5 rems. Then maximum width 540 pixels. Let's style the arrow. Margin top 3,5 rems. Okay, now let's start the contact there. I want to add the padding. Bottom and top and bottom 3,5 rems. Then sideways left and right I'm going to do 4,6875 rems. Margin top then let's go for the contact h3 font size 2 rems. Then let's include font size 5 rems. Then let me start the pattern contact. Let's have margin top. This is all inside the work section. 1,625 frames. This will change the work section. Then lastly let me add the footer. Okay, margin top. We could have just margin top 3,5. Let's have a look at how everything now looks like. There you can see our work. The over effects and everything. Now I'm just going to put some more This is for the minimum width of 678 pixels. So I'm going to style more for large screens. Remember, there are some screens which are too large. That is minimum width of 1200 pixels. So I'm just going to alter everything, or I'll make some additions. Okay, let's remove for minimum width of, okay, we can set this one. Okay, let's remove this one. Let's move our body. Nextly, the header, footer, and margin. I want to set maximum width to 1000 pixels. In margin auto. Let's save margin inline, edition margin inline. Margin inline. 10,1, 10,31 to 5 frames. Then for the H1 text font size, I want to set it to 3,5 frames. 3,5 frames. Line height, let's increase it as well to 4,41. Then margin top, let's increase it by 4,125. Then hero paragraph, then for the paragraph text, I'm going to increase the margin line height to 1,75. Stand there. Then margin top 1,65. Let's remove the font size. Then skills, and for the skills class, let's say display flex, flex direction row, justify contents, center, then gap of 1,5 frames. Then on this one, I'm going to remove the upper scales. Then say delete. Let's say flex the direction of column. Then let's remove gap. Scale 1. I'm going to say scale 1 height 333 pixels. Then I'm also going to set it 388. Margin top 0. Okay, like this. Let's go. Okay, now for the skill 2, I'm just going to do this. Let me just copy this and I place it there. Okay, now we're going to set for the skill 2. I'm going to have height of 182 pixels. 1, 2. Then this is one that we are going to use for skill 3. We are also going to have skill 4. We're also going to have, then skill 6. That one is 6. Therefore I need to verify that what we did on line 285, remove 1 to 6. Then on line 152 also set it to 6. Then we are done with that. Let's go on to our, we've done that. Now we're going to style the profile. I just want to change everything to delete there and just set the margin to 8.5. Then army image 364 pixel position relative. Let's say right 0 pixels, width 300 pixels, display log, as well as margin 0 auto. This will send everything. Let's look at the changes that we have made so far. Yes, these are the changes that we have. Now that we have done that, we are now going to style the profile info. Okay. Let's just delete this one. Let's start the work class. Margin top, I want it to reduce that one to 5.5 rems. Then contacts, let's remove these ones. Then contacts, I want to send it right at the mid of the page for live screen, so I'll say display, send it, display flex, align items, center, justify content, space between, then padding for the top and bottom 4.5 rams. Then bottom, I'm going to set it to, I want to reduce it to 4.0625. Let's set a maximum width of 1000 pixels. And let's have a margin top 5.5 rams. Now we are going to start the contact text. We can minimize this one. This is the class name that I want, contact text. So Yeah, there. Before that, let me start the font size, increase it to 2.5 frames. Then for the contact text, I'm just going to play around with the text align to the left side of the screen. That is for large screens. Then maximum width of 540 pixels. Then we now go on to style the footer. Let's remove this one. The footer, we leave it at 3.5 meters. So this is for the large screens. Let's have a look at if there's any changes that are in here. That was the styling for the large screen. Now you can see that the images are not moving. So I need to go to the JavaScript and we play around the Java so that the images can change, can have a slider. Now that you can see from the design that I have here, the this, the images are not changing. I need to use JavaScript code to make it change. For me to do that, we will have to come inside our index file and create a link to our JavaScript file. And let's put a source. Let's direct it where we're going to get our file from, index.js. Now you open the file. For me to save time today, I'm just going to paste the code, then I'll explain what the code is doing. Here's the code. So I'll explain everything. On line 2, I'm declaring a code slides. This will collect a class name from the carousel. Okay, let's minimize this one. Okay, this one under the class name of work. This will collect this class name called carousel item. And then afterwards we'll set an initial slide position to 0. Then the total slides is constant. We are declaring another constant, new constant called total slides on line 6 that will this that it will be equivalent to the slides dot length, using slides here, which is equals to length. So it will calculate the number of carousel classes that we have here. It will calculate all of them. Then we have got our constant carousel button next, which will collect the class name, this one that we have used for our that we are using for the arrows. This one, you can see these are the ones that will be collected. The carousel button next, and carousel button will add another. Now that we are done on line 10, we are now going to add an event listener, which will happen every time when you click through. Move to the next slide. Then on line 13, we also want to have a function that will hide all slides. Like for example, we have used on line 15, we declare a class name dot class list that will remove the class name carousel visible item. It will remove it once it is clicked, and it also a slide class list that will add a new class name carousel item add hidden that will be added whenever we click the function hide slides. Then you can see from line 20, I've got the function that will move to the next slides. If the position is equal to total slides minus 1, then slide position will be is identical to set to 0, or else it will increment. Then we have got slides dot slide position add class list. It will remove this class carousel item visible, which is present here on line 93. This one will be removed. Then move to previous slide. We just have to say with a similar function like the previous one on line 20, but what will happen is that when else it will de-increment using the minus after the letter n on line 39. Then otherwise the class list will say slide position class list dot add carousel item visible. So this will make our code work. So please do take a look at the code carefully. As you can see the code, as I'm scrolling down from line 2, you can look at the code carefully. Then we just have to click save, and let's take a look at the new state of our code. As you can see, the images are now changing. On 0 it comes to nothing. Then we start again. You can see. So this was it for the challenge, guys. I hope you enjoyed the challenge. So please do leave some likes and some comments in the comment section. Thank you very much.